What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope you guys have all had a great start to your weekend. Hope you guys have all had a great Saturday. Hope you guys are ready for another live 2023 fantasy football draft. For tonight's stream, we're hopping into the puppy through Underdog Fantasy. I'm super excited to be here with you guys. Super excited for tonight's draft. So you guys know what to do, man. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that subscribe button, of course, if you guys are new to the channel. But most importantly, hop in the live chat. Let me know what's popping. Let me know how you guys are doing. Any fantasy football topics, redraft, dynasty, best ball, any NFL topics, whatever it may be. We're going to talk some fantasy football tonight. We're going to have some fun. So, I don't know. I'll give this a minute or so. See if anyone wants to hop in with me. But I'm going to go ahead and enter the lobby and see what the lobby looks like. Yeah, so this will fill pretty quickly. For those of you guys who do want to hop in, I would do so, immediately. But super excited for the puppy to be here. I know we've done quite a few Best Ball Mania entries already. But obviously the puppy, a much smaller entry. Best Ball Mania 4 is going to be $25 per entry. Much higher payouts, of course. Where the puppy will be just a $5 entry, but lower payouts. But I always enjoy this tournament because I do feel like it's a little bit more, I don't know, user friendly, so to speak, just because it's a little bit more affordable. So I do feel like some of you guys out there enjoy this tournament a little bit more overall. But I love both the puppy and the Best Ball Mania 4. Just good to continue to keep getting as many entries in as possible, as much diversification across as many teams as possible. So just excited for tonight's draft. I really am. Let's see what I come up with for the night. So like I said, let me know what's going on, man. Hop in the live chat. Let me know how everyone's doing tonight. And I will admit, I had a pretty long day, so I'm a little bit out of it. But I think we're going to have a good stream tonight. I'm excited to be here regardless. So I want to take a look at elite receivers tonight and kind of see where they're going off the board, because I do think that we have a pretty clear understanding right now of quarterbacks overall, right? And we've been able to identify some pretty good value at the running back position as well. But I mean, outside of the very top tier of wide receiver, I really want to start honing in on players. Give me 1 second. Let me get this pulled up. Second screen here. Okay, should be good. But yeah, I mean, guys like AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Waddle, Olave, Wilson. And I want a clearer picture of some of those guys and who's really going to end up being the best value across best ball tournaments. Kind of in that tier wide receiver right there. All right, so far, JJ off the board, C-Mac off the board, Chase and Bijan. I feel like right now that's a pretty consensus, first four players off the board. All right, Kelsey's gone, Kupp is gone. And I feel like Tyreek Hill has to be the player that you take right here. But I want to switch it up a bit tonight. I do. Let's go A.J. Brown right here. I want to switch it up a little bit because I have some exposure to Tyreek Hill already. And I do feel like wrapping back around in the second round, Jalen Waddle, whose ADP right now is 19 overall, 19.1 to be exact, is still a piece of the Miami Dolphins offense that if we wanted to select him at pick 18, we certainly could. And, to reverse that argument, Devonta Smith's ADP is sitting at 24.4. So if we want to go Tyreek Hill at 1.7 and wrap around at pick 18 and go with Devonta Smith, although it's a little bit before his ADP, certainly could as well. Godfather, how we doing, man? Sir Bongs a lot. Thank you guys for being in the chat. How's everyone doing tonight? What's up? What's up? All right, Garrett Wilson off the board as well as Stephon Diggs. And there goes Tyreek Hill. So, once again, I mean, ADP only holds so much merit, especially that's a difficult thing to really pin down in best ball tournaments is people want to switch up their teams. They want to switch up exposure, and they don't always go exactly. I mean, I feel like in mock drafts, ADP is a bigger factor. But once again, I mean, people are going to go out and draft players that they have conviction in and build their team around players that they personally like. So we'll see what happens tonight. I wonder what it would take to get. Like, I just don't know if I can get Hurts at pick 31. I mean, he is the top rated players right now are Eckler, Lamb, Barkley, St. Brown, Allen, Mahomes, Hurts, and I just don't see a world where Hurts falls out to pick 31. Man, I was really hoping CeeDee Lamb would fall out. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but like just to go and par with tonight's poll, that'd be fun. So Waddle, Olave, Devonta Smith, Higgins, Metcalf, the top-rated wide receivers right now. I want to draft Jahmyr Gibbs. So I might go for Gibbs at pick 31. His ADP is 38, so I don't think I'll get him at 42. And quite frankly, I don't even know if I'll get him at 31. There goes Saquon. There goes Allen. Oh my gosh, it feels like criminal to go Jalen Hurts over Mahomes. I mean, I don't want to say criminal, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to switch it up tonight. Give me Hurts. Let's start off with the stack. James, what's going on? My bad. I know I set the start time at 11:15 and I started a little bit earlier. I apologize. Yeah, we went with the stack. I'm okay with it. I don't know if I've had an entry. Yeah, I don't think in Best Ball Mania 4. I've done one. I'm in a slow draft for the puppy as well. But I don't think I've done any entries where I've gone quarterback so early. Obviously, in the big board super flex, like you're going quarterback early there. But yeah, I think this will be interesting because I pretty frequently am going with like mid-round quarterback stacks, late-round quarterback value. And tonight I'll definitely be going with some extreme late-round quarterback value because I'm just confident Hurts. I mean, maybe we'll get a mid-round guy in there just because Hurts did have the injury at the end of last season, but I think he'll be okay. So with this next pick, I'm probably going Jahmyr Gibbs if he's there. I just want him on this team. Don't ask me why. Right now at running back, you got Chubb, Hall, Henry, Jacobs, Stevenson, Etienne, Gibbs as the top-rated running back. So I have a lot of exposure to Breece Hall right now. I've gotten a lot of selections between the 1.1 and like 1.4 so far, and wrapping back around like the area where you guys are seeing Pollard, Chubb, Jacobs go off the board. I've been in a position to draft a running back right there. So Breece Hall is just a player that I really, really like going into next season. I'm not upset that I have a lot of exposure to him so far, but I do need to start kind of keeping that in mind and limiting it a little bit. Devonta Smith still on the board would just be... I don't think I get Gibbs, though, is the thing. He's a top-rated player. Smith, Higgins, Hall, Henry, Metcalf. Those are your top-rated players right now. I mean, we were able to kind of push... And there goes Smith. I was about to say, I mean, if Smith is saying there, it's going to be kind of difficult. It'd just be fun. I mean, Hurts, Brown, Smith would be fun. You can't deny it. All right, give me Gibbs here because he's not going to last to pick 42. I don't know. Maybe we'll do some Lion stacking tonight as well. We'll see. All right, there goes Higgins. So moving up to this next selection, kind of want to sit back and see what happens between picks, like obviously pick 30, like 32, 39, or 38. Just kind of see what happens across the board. Probably just going to go best available player. Although I do want to start getting some Kenneth Walker shares because like getting Walker as your RB2 in the 4th round, I am still just 110% in favor of that. I truly am. So I might go Walker at 42. And we've got a strong quarterback, a strong receiver. You guys know that generally speaking, I'm looking at like hero running back builds. I'm really stacking up at receiver. continuing to build stacks throughout my draft, but I just want to really have as many different entries as possible this year. So, like, I mean, I won't even lie. Like, I don't really recommend this as a strategy, but like, I'm in like a slow draft for Best Ball Mania 4 right now, and I really am I've gone into that draft with like no strategy whatsoever. Like, I am just drafting the best available player throughout the draft, and like when I see like I have if looking at my team and I feel like I need a quarterback, for example, I'm just drafting a quarterback, and then looking at what I need to fill most pressing next, and I'm just drafting a running back, for example. So I'm just trying to get as much exposure to different players, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm not just like randomly like throwing darts at the board. There's still thought behind it, but I just really want, like I had exposure to a lot of players last year: Austin Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Damian Pierce. Players that paid off to really buy into. Tyler Algier, another one that wasn't exactly most fantasy relevant, even though he had a good season. But then I also had exposure to players that didn't help me at all, like Mac Jones, for example, Zach Wilson. I had a lot of exposure to Zach Wilson because I was building late round stacks, and the Jets and Patriots were really, really cheap. So that just kind of became like a common end of draft strategy for me. And I fed into it way, way, way too much, and really hurt me for the year. So, all right, give me Walker right here. I like this start. The Gibbs hype is real, J-Dubs, for sure. But, like, Gibbs at 3 points, I mean, obviously, like, in a regular redraft style format, right? Like, Gibbs is going to be way higher come summertime. Hall is going to be way higher. And even, like, Eckler, I still don't understand, like, what has happened with Austin Eckler. Like, I get it. People are, like, worried about him moving to another team, but, like, how worried can you be about Austin Eckler? Like, that's one player I need to start hammering in underdog drafts while his ADP is still where it's at. Because at any day, like, the Chargers and Eckler could agree on extension, or, I don't know, the Austin Eckler could just decide he's fine without an extension, or he could get traded. And then everything changes, But it's like, you just have to ask yourself the question, like truly from a fantasy perspective. I know C-Mac is still kind of in his own tier, but I would say Eckler is right behind C-Mac overall. And Bijan is going to be Bijan. Like, if you're going to go Bijan over Eckler or C-Mac, I'm okay with it personally. But when you look at Eckler and what he brings to the table, what C-Mac brings to the table, just ask yourself the question: when Christian McCaffrey went from Carolina to San Francisco, were you worried? No. And I just don't get it. If Austin Eckler goes to another team, I mean, Christian McCaffrey literally went to an offense that utilizes multiple running backs, right? Kyle Shanahan, notorious for ruining us in fantasy, right? And it was perfectly fine, I just am not worried about where Eckler lands, and I think seeing him at 2.3 like just continues to drive me crazy. But it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. Eat it up while you can. But yeah, I mean, some of these running backs are just going to shoot up drastically in ADP, and Jahmyr Gibbs is one of them. And truthfully, I really think Walker is going to move up in ADP as well. I think people are really going to, like the concern is going to come down quite a bit. I really do. Okay, where do I want to go here? Christian Kirk is eyeing me in the face. A lot of receivers gone between the 4th and the mid-5th round right here. Debo, Cooper, Watson, Mike Williams, Drake London, Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy, DJ Moore, Chris Godwin, D-Hop, Pittman, and then my guy, Christian Kirk. Every time, I swear. Okay, it didn't happen with Gibbs or Walker, but a majority of the time, when I bring up a player I want to draft, only in underdog drafts, They're off the board before I know it. Wow, wide receivers just took a massive hit, man. Massive, massive hit. Let's have some fun. Give me another rookie. Give me another rookie. Let's go JSN right here. Terry McLaurin, Brandon Ayuk, JSN on the board. Like, I definitely went with the riskiest option, but let's do it. I mean, I will say, like, as these drafts are moving along, there's probably better late round rookie value than there is like paying a premium for Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, or JSN. Quentin Johnston is being drafted pretty heavily right now, or at least earlier. But I do think that there's really, really good later round value on guys that, I don't know, might be more of a dart throw, but like Jalen Hyatt with the Giants, his ADP is 134.3, Rashee Rice 147.4, and even past that, like Josh Downs 173.2, Marvin Mims 185.1. I don't know, I might be taking a shot on some of those guys in a majority of my drafts. Kayshon Boutte at 214.6. You know, like all those guys could have immediate roles. But give me JSN. Let's do it, baby. Only problem now is if Tyler Lockett falls out, I can't go Tyler Lockett at pick 66. I mean, I can, but I feel like it's too much exposure. All right, so I'm going to go receiver with this next selection. Part of me wanted to get crazy, and I might still consider it, and go Trevor Lawrence and just go 2 early quarterbacks and be done. And apply some pressure to the rest of the draft room at the quarterback position. But I don't think I'm going to do it. DeAndre Swift looks intriguing here. Like I don't know why. I just continue to want shares of DeAndre Swift when he's just going to hurt me. All right, there goes T-Law. I'll probably go Hollywood Brown at this next pick. George Pickens is also interesting. I might go Pickens. I haven't gone Pickens in any draft yet. Let's switch it up a bit because Hollywood Brown continues to be a player that's kind of falling to me that I probably have a decent amount of exposure to. Nothing too crazy, but I think I'll go Pickens here. If he's there. If he's not, maybe we'll go early tight end. We're kind of in the next tier tight end. We've seen a good amount off the board, actually. Kelsey, Mandrews, Hawkinson, Kittle, Pitts, Goddard. So I think we can hold off there. You got Waller, Ingram, and Njoku, Freiermuth as the top-rated players. All right, give me Pickens here. I'll switch it up a bit. Then I think with these next 2 picks, I want to go running back. I think I'm going to fade tight end tonight. Don't ask me why. But I don't know. We'll keep an eye on tight end. I feel like Cole Kmet's going to end up... Cole Kmet and Greg Dulcich are going to end up being my most drafted tight ends. Just because I'm continuously... I mean, it happened last year, too, where, like, a big part of my strategy, best ball redraft, was just fading tight end and looking for the best value of a player who can potentially break out. And not even break out, but just have a productive year. Like, Dallas Goedert was a guy I just hammered last offseason, right? So, like, who's going to be the Dallas Goedert this year? I mean, I also really liked Hunter Henry. I'm not going to lie. But I definitely put Goddard a tier above him. So, like, I don't know. I feel better about that long term, of course. Hunter Henry, just complete disappointment. But, yeah. I also liked Freiermuth a lot last year, so I don't feel too bad about that. I wasn't particularly on the Cole Kmet hype train last offseason, too. And to start the year, Kmet was only... really wasn't good at all. The second half of the year, when Fields really took off. All right, so just one receiver off the board since we selected at 6.6. Couple running backs here: Swift, Mixon, Akers, Pacheco. I love the value of Pacheco in best ball tournaments at 6.10. I just think Tide is such a good offense. Don't be wrong, McKinnon's back and everything, but I just certainly see him being in important games during important moments of this tournament, for sure. All right, there goes Connor. I really wanted Rachaad White. Really, really wanted Rashad White, but we'll survive. After that run at running back happened, I did not think he was going to land. Lockett is a great value, in my opinion, at 6.12 as well. He fell out a little bit further than I thought. There goes Kamara. Kamara was the other player I had ranked here as I'm trying to just go in a little bit at running back tonight. Right now, I'm back to eyeing Hollywood Brown, who I was considering at 6.6. We've kind of moved down a tier in running back. Need a big hit at the running back position here. Swift, Mixon, Akers, Pacheco, Connor, White, Kamara is a lot of value off the board. All right, I'll go Hollywood Brown here. Jahan Dotson starting to look intriguing. Oh, man, Anthony Richardson's ADP has really moved up. Interesting. I mean, he was down between like 149, 168. He's up to 89.5. Wow. Take some notes. J-Dubs. That's been one of your late round guys. He has moved up drastically. Albert, what's up, my guy? Just got Gibbs in my rookie draft for my home league. Let's go. What selection were you at? 1.2, 1.3? Let's go, man. Love to hear it. I got Gibbs in our best ball draft tonight at 3.7. All right, so I've got 4 receivers, 2 running backs, a quarterback thus far. Wow, Richardson really at 89.5. I like it. I mean, think about the amount of teams that were able to go out and put Richardson down as their QB3. That's big time. That's big time. All right, into the 8th round we go. We got Burks and Deontay Johnson off the board. I feel like I have to go running back here. I'm kind of eyeing A.J. Dillon. I'd like to land Jerick McKinnon as a later round pick here. But yeah, I like A.J. Dillon right here. And then I think with those next 2 picks, I want to try and go Rogers Lazard. But it's going to be close with those 2 guys. I'm looking like right at their ADP. I mean, literally, I have 103. Rogers' ADP is 103. Lazard's ADP is 115.6. I have pick 114. All right, give me Dillon. I'm happy with that pick. Javonte Williams there. Charbonnet's there. Brian Robinson, Devon A-Chain. Some of these guys could fall a little bit. But I'm really starting to like the idea of eyeing Jerick McKinnon as like an RB4 or 5. His ADP is 155, but I think he's going to be going a little bit before that ADP. So be careful with that. I think he's a player who can definitely move up in ADP just because he's tied to that offense. So we'll see what happens. All right, Zay Flowers and Njoku, Charbs and Richardson off the board here. See how the 8th round wraps up. Primarily receivers. There goes Bateman. So you got 2 Baltimore receivers in the 8th round, and Zay Flowers and Bateman. Who would you guys rather have? Bateman or Flowers? I feel like Bateman's a safer play. A little bit of a potential more consistent floor, but I feel like the ceiling could be higher for Flowers. All right, I'm getting nervous here. I shouldn't talk about it, but I want Rodgers. But I mean, Tua's here. Danny Dimes is here. I don't know. I could be in a decent position. I like to land that mid stack there between the 9th and 10th round here. So we'll see. Kind of abandoning tight end. I feel bad. I mean, maybe someone falls out to pick 127. There goes Ingram, but Freiermuth, Schultz, Komet are all here. Kincaid's up to 124 for his ADP. There goes Juju. I still like Juju's value in the 9th round. Michael Thomas here in the 9th round as well. I don't know if I can trust Can't Guard Mike. I want to, but I don't. Brian Robinson, I think, at really good value there. All right, there goes Danny Dimes. I'll go Rodgers here. Once again, we're trying to land that stack. If we get Lazard at 114, it's huge. But he is wide receiver 4 on the board right now. Jameson Williams, Odell, Elijah Moore, Allen Lazard, Jacoby Myers, your top 5 receivers. Then we go into Tyler Boyd, Sky Moore, Darnell Mooney, Jones, Thielen. So we're still in a pretty decent area. But that's the thing, right? Talking about going JSN at pick 55. Jalen Hyatt's here. Jonathan Mingo's here. Rashee Rice is here. Josh Downs. Marvin Mims. How many rookies do we want to potentially get? Jaden Reed. There's just really good late round receiver or rookie receiver value. Devon A-Chain's on the board as well, who I really like. So we'll see what happens. Javante's off the board. I mean, how are we feeling about Javante Williams, guys? Because I was pretty hesitant last season. He ended up being my keeper league, because it just looking at my team and where I selected everyone, he was the best player to take. But I wasn't extremely bullish on him going into last season. And not necessarily because I thought he was going to get injured. But, I mean, that ended up being the right call, I suppose. Thomas, what's going on, man? Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you and your wife enjoyed dinner. Always appreciate you stopping by, my guy. All right, there goes A-Chain. It's getting close here. I love A-Chain at the 10.2. But yeah, a little bit more pressure applied at quarterback in the last couple rounds. Prescott, Watson, Cousins, Richardson, Danny Dimes, Rodgers, Tua, Geno, Goff. All right, we're close here, boys and girls. We're close here. I mean, and like I said earlier in the draft, I'm actually pretty confident I'm not going to land Allen Lazard here. And I think at that point I just go Tyler Boyd. He's the top-rated receiver. Lazard, Myers, Boyd, Moore, Mooney. So looking at Hurricane CW, he's pretty heavy at receiver. Okay, thank you so much. We actually pulled it off. I mean, literally, like I said, Rodgers' exact ADP is 103. Lazard's was like 113 point whatever. So like, I wasn't fully confident that was going to work out. All right, I might actually be able to land Cole Kmet, which would make me feel really good about the start of this team. We do need to identify some running back depth, but I think we can easily shore that up. Easily. I mean, we're going to be looking at some handcuff situations, some rookie situations, committee situations, but that's what happens, right? All right, 2 tight ends gone, Kincaid and Conquo. We got Pirine and Tyler Boyd off the board. Yeah, I'm basically just making a queue of like any running back I would consider at this point. There goes Penny. All right, we got a good little queue going here. Goes Jacoby Myers into the 11th round. We go. I like this team a lot so far. For my QB3, probably looking at Brock Purdy, because I think he just has such a tremendous value. Like, even if Purdy misses like 3 or 4 games, He's going to pick, or his ADP's at 196.1. So I'll take that chance as a QB3 all day long. I mean, he's in between Pickett, Garoppolo, and Ritter, as well as Howe, Mac Jones. I don't know. Pickett could be a player I take a look at here because we've got Pickens on this team. I might be going for Pickett as much as I do love my guy Purdy. All right, so I think I'm going Cole Kmet here at pick 127. Would you guys go Dalton Schultz, the Houston Texans, or Cole Kmet? And I know with Kmet we've got Tanyan added. I just like Kmet more. Thomas, how do you feel about Jacoby Myers this year? Decent bench stash? Yeah, 100%. 100% decent keyword, but I mean, Myers has always been productive enough. So, now he's got Adams on the other side. Renfro's hanging around. They had Mayer at tight end. Jacobs in the run game. Garoppolo will be throwing the football. I definitely think, he goes off the board at 11.1 tonight. Yeah, as a bench player, someone who's could potentially be in your flex, 100%. 100% okay with that. Dark Horse Super Bowl contenders. What's going on, boss man? Depends on the definition of Dark Horse, because I think some easy teams, like the Jaguars, are a really easy one to throw out there, for example. I don't know how Dark Horse that is. I feel like the most extreme you could get with it would be like the Denver Broncos. Like if they truly take just a massive step forward offensively under Sean Payton, and that defense performs how it did last year. Very tough division, though. Very, very tough division. AFC in general, as a conference, very tough. Obviously, the Lions are going to be a hot name for, whatever Cinderella story for the year. The Ravens, I think they're another team that could be in that conversation as well. Defense was great last year. That's something I'm going to be looking at if I'm making an early prediction, right? There's going to be defense. You look at least one of the team's Super Bowl last year, although their defense didn't show up in the Super Bowl. Eagles had a great defense. Chiefs basically had an awful defense. But in the postseason, their defense played great. I think the Jets are going to be a team that are thrown around, but once again, it's a very, very tough division, and then very tough conference as well. But I also think the Seahawks. Look really good on paper right now. They just kind of loaded up in the draft. The Russell Wilson trade really, really benefited them. Get a stud corner when they got a stud corner last year. Get a stud receiver added to the mix. Their offense took a big step forward last year. Now you're going to be able to keep Walker fresh because you got Charbs there. I don't know, man. That team could, I think, really make some strides. I want to go Jerick McKinnon here. A little bit against ADP. I think he is going to start to move up in ADP quite a bit. I'm trying to think if there's really... I mean, obviously, I think Chicago is going to take a step forward this year, but I wouldn't put them in the Super Bowl conversation yet. Like, if they take a big enough step forward this season, I do think that the following year, as long as they make the right moves and that defense shores up, the offensive line shores up, which could take more than this offseason, for sure. I think Chicago could start to get in the mix with Aaron Rodgers leaving the Packers, the Vikings being very inconsistent as well. I just don't know at the end of the day how competitive. I don't know. That division's just... Obviously, Detroit's there as well now. Like, Detroit's starting to become the favorite to win the division. So, I don't know. Could be all over the place there, but I think the Bears are at least in a position where they could start to, I don't know, kind of take some rain. All right, I'm probably gonna go receiver or Kenneth Gainwell with this next pick. I need to keep an eye on quarterbacks because I do want to land Pickett. So Pickett's ADP is 171. I might have to go with him at 162. So I got 5 receivers. Oops, sorry guys. I might be looking for some wide receiver value late. Receiver room's fine, but weird. AJ Brown, JSN, Pickens, Hollywood, and Lazard. So I do think that Pickett stack is pretty important right here. There goes Shaheed, a great value. See, I'm in a weird spot when I'm looking at ADP right now because, like, I like Kenneth Gainwell a lot, but his ADP is 184. I'll probably hold off on Gainwell. Probably go receiver right here. And just get a name off the board that I like. Ooh, but like nobody I want is really lining up with their ADP right now. Ooh, this is a tough spot. I'll take Marvin Mims. Give me another rookie receiver. Yeah, like I could have gone tight end there. Could have gone Mayer, Knox, Higbee, but I just think like kind of holding off. Going Hurst, Noah Fant, Cade Otton. Yeah, I'm good with those guys behind Cole Kmet. I don't know. That was a weird selection. I think I can land Pickett at 162, Gainwell at 175. Could have gone like Tyler Algier. Could have gone Roshan Johnson. Definitely some interesting names on the board. I'll go Mims there. I'm okay with it. But yeah, Pickett, Kenneth Gainwell, my next 2 targets. And then we'll just kind of go. I'm going to have to add a little bit of depth at tight end. But other than that, probably just going best available player. I think Roshan Johnson, he could have definitely, argued for it. 13.7. Obviously, we're just talking about the Bears taking a step forward next year. I think Roshan Johnson could easily be involved in some important games towards the end of the year for sure. Bossman, I would consider Jags dark horse. Nobody's predicting that. Yeah, I definitely like them in that conversation, for sure. Their defense really started to play a lot better than they looked towards the end of last season. Obviously, the game against the Chargers, like, defense, I don't know. There are a lot of factors in that game. Really, the offense made a lot of mistakes as well. So, I don't know. Maybe that's not fair. And obviously, they came back and won that game. So, probably relevant either way. I do like the Jags as a team a lot. But the AFC is so tough. Like, if I'm going with a dark horse team, I'm probably looking to the NFC because the road to the Super Bowl is easier, But, man, I don't know. Like, at this point, obviously, so much is going to change between now and January. End of January, but the Eagles and Chiefs, just especially the Eagles just look ridiculous on paper. Not even funny. All right, gonna go Pickett here. He's gonna be my final quarterback off the board. So now we have Hurts to AJ Brown, Rodgers to Lazard, Pickett to Pickens. I like that. 3 stacks. So how many more selections? We have 4 more selections. So I'm going to need another tight end. Probably going to want some receiver depth. And continue to get some running back depth. So we'll figure that out. The Marvin Mims pick is... Like, I'm not against it, but it still feels a little weird. I felt like I said, I would be able to get the next two players I wanted with my next two selections. But Gainwell could be close here. Could be another sweat right here for Gainwell at 175. We'll see what happens. Maybe I should have gone Gainwell at 13.7. But like I said, I just kind of wanted to go with like an upside, best available type player. There you have it. I got Marvin Mims. I got too excited talking about the Broncos next season. Oh yeah, running backs thinning out here. As we move into the 15th round. Thank you guys for being here tonight, by the way. Thank you guys for hanging out, spending part of your night here at the channel. I appreciate you guys. Oh, man. It's going to be close. All right, so if Gainwell's not there, I like that Laporta pick. Zach Evans, Chase Brown, you got Fournette, Hunt, Chuba Hubbard, Michael Carter, you got Izzy, Deuce Vaughn, Dwayne McBride. Yeah, it's wearing out a little bit. I do feel like there's some really good late round tight end value right now. Hayden Hurst, Trey McBride, Noah Fant, Kate Otten. Like I just okay. We got Kenneth. This draft has been kind to me so far. So now I really don't mind the Marvin Mims pick. I mean, we do have two rookie receivers, but it is what it is. Jahmyr Gibbs, Kenneth Walker, A.J. Dillon, Jerick McKinnon, and Kenneth Gainwell. I actually really like that backfield. I know not everyone will, but like all things considered, I think that it's actually a pretty nice looking backfield. So now we've got what, 3 more picks? So I'm sitting at 3 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 6 receivers, and a tight end. So I could go 1 receiver, 1 running back, 1 tight end. I could go 2 tight ends, 1 receiver. I don't know. Let's look at who is available at receiver. We got Josh Downs. And I do kind of want to avoid rookies. I have 2 rookie receivers on this team. And I believe in JSN. I like Marvin Mims where he got him. But I don't get overexposed to rookies just in case. Shakir. Buffalo's available. Hunter Renfrow. Isaiah Hodgins. McCole Hardman. I mean, Jaden Reed. I don't want to go rookie, though. Josh Palmer. I do still like Palmer. His ADP is 198.5. I like Palmer because Keenan Allen, Mike Williams both have injury history. Even with Quentin Johnson there, I think he's a good selection. Richie James, Darius Slayton, Cedric Tillman, another rookie. Just a lot of good rookie value. Yeah, Kayshon Boutte is still here. I'm avoiding rookies though. We've got to. Maybe let's go tight end here. Try to lock up Hayden Hurst. Running backs are not good. Fournette, Hunt, Chuba, Zach Evans. Michael Carter. Yeah, it's not looking pretty. Like at that point, I might just draft Evan Hull with my last selection. Maybe draft Boston Scott and hope he's playing the Giants at a meaningful time. I don't know. But yeah, I kind of want to go best available receiver, then best available tight end, and then just go from there for that last selection. But I would not mind adding another running back. 6 receivers right now. I think 7 is probably okay. Decisions. Man, I was feeling like I had a really long day, had a big work event today, and I was feeling so out of it. I was very close to not streaming tonight and just running like an off-air mock with you guys. I'm so happy I streamed because I feel like I've been pretty in tune today, actually. Always happens when you feel like you need a break day. It's like if you just get on, it's like almost better. All right, I think I'm just going best field goal receiver here, which could be a lot of different guys. I like Isaiah Hodgins, though. Give me some TDs from my boy Danny Dimes. I am less bullish on Hodgins than I was. I don't know. I mean, especially after adding Hyatt, but like beginning of the offseason, I was pretty bullish on Hodgins when he re-signed. Now, when we look at that receiving room, it's just ridiculous. Slayton, Shepard, Hodgins. You add, oh my gosh. Paris Campbell, who I had on the tip of my tongue. Man, now you got Hyatt there. You add Darren Waller at the tight end position. I know I've talked about this a lot. Saquon can still catch the ball. And then Randall Robinson's hanging around too. It's just a really crowded receiver room. A lot of volume to go around. And not even at receiver, other positions as well, like I said. I really like Jaden Reed at 16.10. Like, so when we went Marvin Mims, there's not even that much there. Like, maybe Rondell Moore. Shaheed was already gone. If Shaheed was there, it would have been Shaheed in a heartbeat. But, yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe I could have gotten Romeo Dobbs. KJ Osborne. I don't know. All right, so and the point being is that at 16.6, I could have gotten Jaden Reed, and I'd honestly be just as happy as getting Mims at 13.7. All right, so we miss Hayden Hurst. So that's okay. I think we can land Noah Fant or Cade Otton at pick 210. And I think I'm going to try and get Josh Palmer here. I think we're going to roll with 5 running backs. Never mind. Anybody go Zach Evans? Noah Fant's ADP is 210, which we have. Even if we miss him, we get Otton. Maybe I just go 2 tight ends here. Running back like Zach Evans, Michael Carter, Izzy, Deuce Vaughn, Dwayne McBride. Like, maybe I just make this a 5 RB build. Let's go Noah Fant. I don't know. Part of me does want to draft another running back, though. That's a tough decision. Chase, what's going on, my guy? Hello, hello. I can run a mock draft with you guys after the stream for sure. Chase, any landing spots? Like any landing spots for Lenny? Nothing off the top of my head, to be honest. Like, I just hope he doesn't go to a team like the Chiefs and like tank. I don't want to say tank, but drop someone's value like Isaiah Pacheco. You know what I mean? I hope he doesn't go to like back to Jacksonville and drop ETN's value with Bigsby already being there. I just don't want something like that. I don't know. I think Chicago could actually be interesting because you've already got like pretty much a straight up committee there, which I guess that would hurt like a lot of people being bullish on Roschon Johnson. But I think the Cowboys could be interesting if Zeke doesn't return. I will predict this right now. If Zeke doesn't go back to the Cowboys, I think Leonard Fournette goes to the Cowboys and plays behind Pollard, and then you have Deuce Vaughn like as, I don't know. I think you just switch between Fournette and Deuce Vaughn depending on formations and things like that. But, yeah, I don't know. Lenny could truly end up anywhere. Maybe he goes to Buffalo and just helps Buffalo continue to do Buffalo things at running back. What about you, Chase? Where do you think he lands? Or where do you like him potentially landing? Maybe he goes to Seattle. Maybe every free agent running back just goes to Seattle. You can also see him just going to like a really random team like the Cardinals and then draft a running back. They just got Connor there. He has some injury history, of course. I love my boy James Conner, but goes to the Broncos and they just continue to use like 7 running backs a season. Goes to the Falcons, just never plays again. I don't know. Goes to the Niners and just makes whoever's behind C-Mac even more confusing. See, like Brock Purdy goes at 18.4. Like I just love that. Like this team has Tua and Herbert. I love that. All right, I'm actually gonna pick Michael Carter here because I have Rodgers, and just hopefully, I mean Izzy's available as well, but and I could see either of them being pass catching options in particular formations, obviously behind Breece Hall, but I'm happy with that as my final selection. All right, so that does it for the night. Let's go, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. I know it was a little bit of a slower stream, just kind of hanging out Saturday night. All that good stuff. But I appreciate you guys, man. And yeah, if you guys want to run a mock, get it set up on Discord, and I will hop in with you guys. Redraft Dynasty, I don't care what you guys want to do. I will be there. But we'll take a look at this team, and then we'll wrap up for the night. So make sure you guys hit that like on the way out. Of course, if you guys are new to the channel, thank you for hanging out tonight. Thank you for being here. And make sure you guys check out the links down below. Follow us on Join our Discord. Follow us on Instagram. All that good stuff. Just best place for you guys to get updates, for me to communicate with you guys, and of course for you guys to get mock draft invites, all that good stuff as well. So, and of course you guys can double your first deposit with Underdog Fantasy up to $100, dollar by dollar, with promo code The Catch, which is in the description down below and on the screen for you. Brendan, hope you have a great night as well. Thank you so much for hopping in last minute, saying what's up. Appreciate you joining the Discord. Hopefully you get some good out of it. And yeah, I'll hop on and I'll set up a mock draft here shortly for you guys. I think that this draft froze, but that's okay. Here's the final look at the team. Hurts, Rodgers, Pickett at quarterback. I'm fine with that. Gibbs, Walker, Dillon, McKinnon, Gainwell, Carter. You know, all things considered, I like this running back room a lot, actually. A.J. Brown, Jason, Pickens, Hollywood, Lazard, Mims, Isaiah Hodgins. I do feel like receiver is like the weakest part of this team. But I'm okay with where we got everyone. I don't know. Komet and Fant at tight end. So we've got Hurts with A.J. Brown. We got Rodgers with Lazard. We got Pickett with Pickens. Gibbs, I'm fine with as an RB1. Walker, I love his value. Got him at pick 42. Dillon, I think, is going to hopefully carry over a lot of the momentum from the end of last season. Even if he doesn't, I do think that Green Bay is going to have to focus on running the football more with Rodgers gone. Jerick McKinnon, took him a little bit against ADP. His ADP is 155. I took him at 138, but I've seen McKinnon go higher than 130 or 155 on more than one occasion now since he's re-signed with the Chiefs. Gainwell, once again against ADP, but I needed running backs, and like I just think McKinnon, Gainwell, and even Carter to a degree can be involved in meaningful games towards the end of the tournament and still provide enough handcuff value throughout the season that they're worth having. A.J. Brown, Jason, Pickens, Hollywood, Lazard, Mims, Hodgins. So I'm okay with this receiver room, but I typically, like, that's the thing. Like, I usually don't go quarterback so early, and I generally am not going with two, running back in the third and the fourth. So it kind of hurt my receiver room, so to speak, but I think all things considered a decent wide receiver room. Obviously led by A.J. Brown, and we're relying on JSN to have a big year as well. Pickens, Lazard, we have the stack action there. Hollywood, Brown, when Kyler's back, should show improvement. Mims and Hodgins are fine, I think, where we got them. Mims against ADP, but we've already gone over why that happened tonight. Komet and Fant, I'm okay with that at tight end. So, yeah, I think all things considered a pretty good draft for the night. So, all right, guys, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Hop over on Discord, and we'll get something else figured out for the night. But that'll do it for the stream. So thank you guys so much for being here, man. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. I really appreciate you guys spending part of your night here at the channel. And that'll go ahead and wrap it up. So love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. Tomorrow we'll be on for a startup mock draft. And we'll go from there for the week. So should be another good week of content, guys. Just super excited as we get closer and closer to the 2023 NFL season and closer to the fantasy football season. So appreciate you guys so much, man. I really, really do appreciate everything that you guys do for the channel and for the community. And that'll wrap it up for the night. So with that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And